Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight on Top Split TV, we are bringing you round 10 of season 31 of Sunday Night Lights in the Formula Fords. Once again, of course, we're here at Lime Rock with the chicane in the middle. It's called the Grand Prix layout, I think. Anyway, I know who can confirm for me. My partner in crime. Oh, I'm Alex McKellar, and joining me as always is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Gory Steinhauser. Gory, big night of racing ahead. 4,400 solve, I think we had. 5 splits. Great to see so many drivers out there.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. 84 people signed up for this race, and we took the best 17 of them and decided to put them all in the same race. And it should be a great race out there tonight. Free track, base content, I should say. And, it's just going to be a bit of a different kind of challenge for these guys, especially with some of the sweeping corners on this track. Especially turn 3 to left-hander, the car can get really unweighted there and can cause a little bit of havoc, especially on cold tyres.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Well, let's get out amongst it. Sam Devanti, the Cowboys, car number 1 today. I don't know if I've got a look on him there. He's getting the car ready to go out. Might even put his name on the screen, of course, for Speedy Snails. The Cowboy, Kota Sasaki, currently leading the championship and here at SNL. Car number 2 has been dominating the season, really the class of most of the fields we've seen each week. Looking to repeat that tonight. Fraser Smith, although, did outdo him at Magny-Cours a couple of weeks ago, so he'll be looking for another crack at the title. Ryan Chenoweth, the Wildlife Warrior, the Goose Juice Racing, he's car number 4 here tonight. Been working hard to get his I rating up and in the right side of the 5K. Luca Becker hasn't joined the field or joined the track yet, at least, so we'll move on. Henry Moore making his debut in the SNL ranks. He joined the Discord, of course, and then joined the race. Hopefully he'll have a good night out. The head clown tonight joins us once again. Car number 7 this week, Vasco Sorosky, the team clowns, of course, in the blue and yellow clown car. Car number 8, if I can find Luke Whitten for Team Milo, second of the ANZ drivers out there. He's looking to stamp his mark on this one. Car number 9, if I can find it. Warwick Brown, we've seen him recently. He came and had a chat after doing pretty well in the Magny-Cours round, if I'm not mistaken. He's out there having a crack again as well. Mark Lay, the other clown in the field for Team Clowns. Car number 10 is about halfway through the field, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. Coming up as car number 11, we've got Darren Tune out there. Darren's been on the up and up lately, and he's been getting his I rating up there, getting his skills up there, and really becoming a force to be reckoned with representing AusNZ. We've got Alexis Tapia Vico from Iberia as car number 12. And it's great to see Alexis back out there. We haven't seen him out there for a while. We've got James West from the UK and I out there as lucky car number 13. Should see some exciting stuff out of James West there. Sean Karan from AusNZ out of car 14. And I just love the livery that Karan has. We've got Daniel Repeto out of Iberia as car number 15. And, he's got the golf livery on there. It's not bad little livery for the Formula Ford, honestly. Cole Chambers from the UK and I is car number 16. And Andre Haranicki, I think is what we settled on pre-race, as car number 17 from Central Eastern Europe, Alex.
Yeah, he hasn't taken the field. Warwick Brown has dropped it on pole ahead of Sasaki. That is not easy to do. ANZ driver putting his stamp on this one by a couple. Darren Tune. There you go. All ANZ front row, if you don't mind. We'll take that, thank you. Car 9, car 11, once again showing it doesn't matter what number and seed you are. The quality of these fields is right up there. Luke Whitten, similarly in the top 5. 3 of the top 5, Corey, ANZ drivers. How about that one to kick us off?
Oh, that's amazing, Alex, and especially around a track like Lime Rock, where it can be difficult to pass. The only real passing opportunity is into turn 1, and that's provided you get a good run coming out of the West Bend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just missed him. Devantier now has dropped it on the front row. Unseated Tune, who's on the screen at the moment. But Tune, now 3 ANZ drivers, not only in the top 5, but in the top 3, relegating Witten down to 6. So half the front 3 rows ANZ drivers. Fantastic to see. James West, Gamer Muscle on Twitch, of course. He's out there having another crack. He had to go in the warm-up race. Finished midfield from memory, but he's out there trying to put down a time for this one as well. Coming through the only left-hander in the track. Although, I beg your pardon, he got the chicane there, so they've thrown in an extra one or so, Corey. So just to mix things up a bit.
That's right, Alex. But James West out there, he's on his second lap right now, and he's just coming through the uphill chicane. He's got Cole Chambers just in front of him, although Cole just disappeared from my screen. I think he's possibly having some issues there. But let's see what James West can do as he comes out of the West Bend and into the downhill to finish off his lap. It's a bit of a long drive down the pit straight here to get to the start-finish line. He is currently 16th, and where does he become now?
15th.
And he moves up to 15th.
There you go. That was worth the wait, wasn't it?
It's an improvement. It's an improvement.
Mate, take that. Luke Witten on his warm down, still trying to get the laps in. Every bit counts as far as practice goes. I think Becker now has just crossed the line and blown his engine to celebrate his P9. Decent effort from Becker there. Although car number 5, 5300 I rate, he might have wanted a bit better there. But I note that the whole, I'm just trying to pick the gap here. The whole field, down the first 15 drivers separated by less than a second. The second is quite a decent margin here, to be fair. But in all honesty, that's a fair crack. The last two, I'm going to say Ranicki and Chambers, the only two outside the second mark there, Corey. Decent effort by all concerned.
Absolutely, Alex. But how about this one? Our top 5 are separated by less than a tenth of a second.
That's a decent effort. That's a very good effort, actually, if you look at it. Yeah, you're right. P6, Luke Whitney, we've got our camera on at the moment. The first driver, more than a tenth from the pole sitter, Warwick Brown. Great drive from Brown. Devantier, Tune, Sasaki Smith. And interesting, the primary passing opportunities I think you alluded to is through into turn 1. You can probably get it done in combination through to turn 4, the big bend at 1 and 2, the left-hander, and then the right-hander at turn 4 onto the back no-name straight. That's really where the action will take place, because you really don't want to be going 2x2 through the uphill chicane on this one, Corey.
No, definitely not, Alex. And I think the reason why we're still here in qualifying is because Fraser Smith, he may be in P5, but he been out of his second lap, Alex. So that time that he got to put himself into 5th, and the last car less than a tenth away from our leading time set by Warwick is on his first lap.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that was a fairly impressive effort. I don't know how much is in the second lap, but he's done pretty well. Top 5 with his first. Good job. All right, let's check out our grid. Warwick Brown, as we said, with a 56.5 for Donate Sim Life Racing, takes out his first pole here on a Sunday night. Alongside him, Speedy Snails driver Sam Devantier, the Cowboy. Car number 1 starts from second position. Starting the second row, Darren Tune. The fantastic effort, just 15/100ths off pole. Stellar effort, and I hope it goes well for Darren here tonight. Joining him on the second row, starting from 4th, will be Hikaru Sasaki for Team NRS. A lot of Japanese fellas seem to have a community night tonight. Sasaki's got his eyes on the prize. He's with us here, chasing that championship, starting from 4th. Fraser Smith, who of course did so well in the Magna Core round. He starts out of 5th tonight. Alongside him will be Team Milo's Luke Whitten, starting in 6th. Henry Moore on debut starts out of 7th for UK&I. Alongside him, the head clown Vasco Sorosky starts out of 8th. Luca Becker, I think, is on debut, 2/10 off pole. He starts out of 9th. Next to him will be Sean Carron for Donate Sim Life Racing, Warwick Brown's teammate, obviously, starting out of 10th. Goose Juice Racing's wildlife warrior, Ryan Chinoweth, starts out of 11th. Alongside him, the other clown, Mark Lay. Starting out at 12th. 13th tonight will be Alexis Vico from Iberia. Alongside him will be Daniel Repetto, I think we have seen once before. James West, the Gamer Muscle, starts out at 15th. Alongside him, Andre Renicki. So I'm going to say that starts out at 16th. And Cole Chambers on debut. Some 1 second off the pace will start out at 16th. That's how they line up. Corey, 22 laps, 22 very fast laps, I would suggest, in terms of the duration. As the final car takes the grid, I think we are ready to go.
Indeed we are, Alex, as the revs start to rise. Red lights mean rev, and green lights mean go. We are underway here for round number 10 of season 31 Sunday Night Lights from Lime Rock Park. And already Warwick Brown going very defensive, cutting straight across the track to cut off any advantage Sam Devantier would have gotten on that start. But the rest of the field behind them, 2 by 2 as we go through the Big Bend turns 1 and 2, Alex.
Yeah, let's get a bit more of a wider shot. They're still a bit side by side through the midfield. They seem to have got it sorted down there now, though. Oh my goodness, all those words. As they head up the no-name straight for the first time into this very, very challenging chicane. I don't know, mate, which one do you prefer, this version or the late chicane around the West Bend? I don't know. I think I just prefer the normal layout.
Yeah, personally, I prefer the historic layout, the one where it's just the uphill is just a bend and the West Bend is just a bend. I don't like either of the chicane layouts. But Warwick Brown doing a fantastic job at the moment, making sure he's keeping on to the lead as we finish the first lap. And Sam Devantier at the moment just does not have an answer for him. Saw Fraser Smith just poke his nose out a little bit there, looking like he was going to make a move on Darren Toon, but decided against it as they were going through turns 1 and 2 that time, Alex.
Yeah, Devantier quite patient. He's shown that historically. He's in it for the long haul. Interestingly, though, looming large in his mirrors will be Sasaki. I say patient, and he goes straight away side by side up the back straight. I reckon he'll pull him behind. And he was showing the nose really to defend from Sasaki more than attack Brown. Interesting strategy early on. I think we've lost a couple of our debutants. I'm going to go back and grab a replay on board with one of our 2 debutants. I think I'm on with Cole Chambers. Oh, just wow. It all checked up violently at the first chicane. And Renecki and Chambers were caught unstuck as we see... caught out, I should say, as we see Devantier go through at turn 1 and 2. Behind them, Sasaki looking to have a look through on Brown as well on the exit of 2. Brown hanging on, and behind them we had Smith move forward on Tune at the same time. As we said early on, really is turn 1 is the place to get it done, and the driver's already showing how to do it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And something to take note of from the last lap was... I saw Luke Whitten dropping down the order. It turns out he missed the chicane in the uphill turn altogether, and he ran that lap as the historic layout. So he's all the way down in 14th now after losing out on the boatload of positions there with the slowdown.
Yeah, boatload is right, and you can fit a few of these cars on a boat. On the right course, we see Sasaki really pushing it on the exit of the downhill there at turn 9. Lost a bit of time, and now comes under threat from Smith. Smith shows the nose up the inside of turn 1. Sasaki defends around the outside. Now, I know once the tyres were up and the skips, you could really hang it around the outside, but showing some skill there was Sasaki. Smith really putting some pressure, showing the nose through turn 1. Sasaki hung it around the outside, got the power down early, and drove away from him on the exit, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And something I noticed that as well was Smith just grazed the curb a little bit, and it was enough to really unsettle the car going through the first half of Big Bend. As I think we just lost someone in the background. I just saw a whole bunch of tyre smoke from the uphill chicane. But these curbs around here are absolutely no joke. The inside curbs are huge, and they will unsettle these cars very easily.
Yeah, as we see Sasaki now showing the nose going up the inside of Brown as well. He lost one to Devantier the lap before. Sasaki this time going around. We see Smith looming large in his mirrors, looking to have a crack as well. He can do it around the outside of the left-hander if you're brave, but no, this time Smith, knowing that there's still plenty of laps to go, tucks in behind, but Sasaki now moves one step forward. He's up a couple now. He's dispatched with Brown. He's dispatched with Tune. And now his eyes are on the prize at Devantia, Corey.
That's right, Alex, and it should be a fairly titanic battle. As in the background, Vasco Sorosky has made a mistake in the uphill chicane, and it looks like he's taken Chenoweth and Karan with him.
Oh, that's messy. Hang on, let's go take a look at the replay. Coming into the chicane. Braking zone. What's going on here? We see Sorosky. What's he going to clip the curb? Oh yeah, they're very, very difficult. The car becomes completely unseated. Grabs the daily double of the sausage curbs, and then poor old Karen's got nowhere to go. Similarly, Chenoweth. And unfortunately, then the net code in these things around the suspension is unreal. As we see the second clown car just give his teammate a nudge on the way through. Oh, wow. Perpendicular to the circuit. These guys. Oh, wow. And eventually, Sorosky hits the exit button. Teleports back to the pits. As we see up front now, Devantia and Sasaki have renewed their battle of some weeks this season. Devantia on the front as they come through now the final corner onto the main straight for the tail end of lap 6. And Devantia goes straight away defensive, forcing Sasaki to take the long way around at turn 1. Sasaki's shown he can defend that way, but can he attack? As our lead group, Henry Moore, has now caught up. I had a camera on Henry Moore for a little while there, Corey. He was leading the second pack, but all the battling and whatnot that's gone on has brought him right back into it. Now he's on the tail of Churn, looking to move forward, make a strong showing in his first ever Sunday Night Lights.
That's right, Alex. He actually also has the fastest lap of the race right now, a 55.991, which is definitely not crawling around here in these things. And, you know, Survey says he should probably make pretty quick work of Darren Tune, even though Tune definitely had a pretty good time in qualifying. As the race wears on, the track rubbers up, the tyres warm up, and the fuel load burns off. You know, we'll start to see some of these other guys from back in the pack a little bit really start to hammer away at it. As right now, here goes Henry Moore with the move to the inside of Tune, puts him out as wide as he can and cuts right into the inside of the corner, makes that textbook move look easy, Alex.
Yeah, all set up by a magnificent exit from the final corner. He was almost alongside by the time they tracked out, and he really attacked that final corner, and that was where the work was done. Ultimately, Tune having no answer because he couldn't move across to defend because Moore was already alongside him. Great work there from Moore on debut. As meanwhile up front, Devantia is still leading Sasaki, although they sort of lost any gap or any semblance of a gap that they might have had over Brown and Smith behind. Smith, as yet, unable to dispatch Warwick Brown, our pole sitter, who's down a couple of spots. But certainly still in the podium hunt, as we see once again Devantia moves over to defend the inside line. Moves back. Sasaki not attacking at this stage. And that's, if all is behind, we see the move made by Becker. Becker's made the move on Tune as well. Tune now, after qualifying on the front row, he's down on the P3. He was provisionally on the front row. He's down 4 positions, being shuffled back to P7, Corey.
Yeah, and I reckon Tune will be still happy with that. He's just happy to be involved in the fight here at the front. And, you know, he's been, as I said, when we were going through our list of drivers, Tune has been one of those drivers that's been on the up and up lately. He's been putting in some good, solid results, and we've been seeing him get closer and closer to the front. And this is going to be another good, solid result, even though it's nowhere near where he qualified. If he can just maintain the 7th here, I'm sure something's going to happen in front of him. And we're going to see him move up a little bit more as now both Sasaki and Devantia move across to the right side of the track. Sasaki caught a sniff of an attack, and there it is. Around the outside, he attempted it, couldn't quite get it done, as now Devantia a little bit unsettled by that, taking to the grass on the outside of turn 2 there, Alex.
Yeah, he moved over to the left. Sasaki hadn't quite opened up as much. Oh, as we see Smith into the rear briefly of Brown. Got the better exit out of turn 4 onto the no-name straight. We had 2 for 1 going. Oh, Sasaki's choked up. Oh, Smith has turned Brown. Smith did not adjust there for the checkup in front. Sasaki was slow through the chicane, and then Smith was into the back of Brown. Let's have a look, see if I can catch it. You can just see Sasaki's checked up. Smith hasn't adjusted and just gone straight into the back, and then just hooked up in the suspension, and around goes Brown. Tragedy for our pole sitter, as his he seems to have caught it all right, but he'll be well off the back of this front pack, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And Fraser Smith immediately got onto the radio to give his apologies, but unfortunately it's a little bit too late for Warwick Brown, who is now all the way down in 7th and possibly going to be involved in the fight here soon with Mark Lay, who's just off in the distance behind him. That's provided there's any damage on Warwick's car, which hopefully there's not. But this front pack of now 6 will continue chugging on and battling away. And just like that, Alex, as I was saying before, Darren Toon now in P6, fighting back towards the front. And all he has to do is just try and maintain with the front pack here. He doesn't really have to push too hard. He's just got to hope to do a Bradbury moment.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Of course, Darren Toon, we know from Aussie Car Days, is once again the cowboy defending up the inside. This time, Henry Moore. Henry Moore's come from the clouds and now attacking Sasaki, our series leader, for the podium. Well, he's on the podium. He's trying to get further up the podium. Moore taking full advantage of the chaos from last lap. As we've got
drama in the back between Mark and Luke.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a look. Mark has looped it on turn 1, and Witten nowhere to go. And there's one of the ANZ drivers. I keep forgetting Mark's an honorary ANZ driver. He's a clown, so that's half the battle. But that's unfortunate for those two. Mark having a strong performance in this one, and unfortunately come unstuck. As we jump back up the front now, Devanti defending one more time. They're pretty relaxed, kind of, in this pack. I mean, they know they got a lot of laps. We're about halfway through this one as we start the second half of the race. But they can't leave it too long, because it's hard enough to get one position. If you're the likes of Toon, Becker and Smith, you got to grab a handful of them to move forward to try and take out the win. And believe me, Corey, they're kind of 2x2 almost up the back straight. Believe me, they all want to win it, that's for sure.
Absolutely, Alex. You don't enter a race without the mindset of trying to win. There's about 9.5 laps left to run in this race. I got to know, Alex, who do you have your halfway money on right now?
Well, haven't seen much of Moore before. And I'm really impressed with his move through the field, up 4 positions, taking advantage when it was there to be taken, as we see side by side into turn 1 go our leading duo. Moore once again looking to take advantage. Very difficult to get the full drive out here. There's not much on the outside of 3 to take. Again it checks up. Sasaki caught out by Devanti, or maybe just had the tighter line trip him up a little bit, as Moore really looking to put pressure all over the back of Sasaki this time round. But in answer to your question, mate, the heart says Devanti, the head says Sasaki, based on the way the championship's gone, although Sasaki unable to show the dominance that he has in many of the weeks so far this season.
It's a fairly solid bet there, Alex, but I'm going to go dark horse here. I think Henry Moore, he's +4 for the race so far. And with the way that Devanti and Sasaki are racing right now, they're going to open the door for him. They're not going to mean to, but they're going to absolutely open the door here for Moore, and he's going to take full advantages. Once again, the battle for the lead is intensely being contested here into turns 1 and 2. And I've noticed that into turn 3, the left-hander, Sasaki takes a much tighter line when he's trying to dive for a late lunge there. And that's what actually caused the checkup there on last lap, and just about ended in a little bit of tears. But it's also, with this track, the way that it's laid out, especially with this uphill chicane, we could see some small mistakes start to creep into it. It's very easy to lock up a brake going into the uphill.
Yeah, that's it, mate. As we come down the downhill, we've gone up, we've come down, landed lap 15. There'll be 10 to go. Sam runs a bit wide immediately. reaches for the safety blanket of the outside or the inside to turn one. Oh, underneath. This time Smith tries to put the move on Moore. He might get it done. What sort of drive does Moore get out of turn two? Not good enough. Smith goes through. Moore's charge has somewhat been stifled at this point, at least, as Smith puts on the moves through turn one. It looks like we lost Daniel Repetto. We'll go back and have a look what happened to Repetto. He's come out of the chicane all right. And then, he's just looped at the rear, has got on the grass. And as we know, that's typically something that'll bring you unstuck every day of the week. But our front pack now, you see almost different lines there. You see Moore taking the tight line there through turn 8 at the West Bend now as they come through the downhill turn 9. Sam Devantier, the cowboy, immediately moves the Steel Horse over to the right-hand side of the track. Sasaki now, the boys are starting to play. Smith and Moore side by side. The Ducks and Drakes are starting to come out, and underneath, Becker now starting to get interested, almost throws it up the inside of Moore. Moore cuts him off and says no. Still with eyes on the prize to go forward here yet as he attacks the rear of Smith once again, Corey.
Yeah, this is where the intensity is definitely starting to pick up, Alex. We've got about 5.5 laps to go in this race now. So this is where these drivers are really going to start picking it up. As you said, this is only a small track. We're doing 55-second laps. The fastest lap of the race, a 55.824. So these guys are absolutely pushing as hard as they possibly can. The passes are not going to come easy for any of them. So this is where they really need to start picking up the pace and pushing it for everything it's worth. As once again, Devantier goes very defensive down into the right side of the track, but actually has enough time to move all the way back over to take the title line into turn 1. So it's a little bit less chaotic this time around. But with just 5 to go, Alex, this is where everything could start going from chocolates to boiled lollies.
Absolutely, mate. Now, what a standard of driving we're setting. Oh, don't tell me Smith's done it again. He's turned Sasaki on the straight this time. That's twice he did it. We could just see it unfolding there. I think it's the same thing. Yeah, Smith's just into the rear. Turned him on the straight, got the better drive for whatever reason. And that's tragic for our series leader. And I was just about to sing the praises of the standard of driving, because the front pack at that point, if I went back on live pictures yet? No, I am now. At that point, the front pack, all 6 of them were separated by 1.2, the front 5 by less than a second. And unfortunately, that sort of put an end to that. Devantier, though, he's capitalised tremendously. He's out to a 0.8 of a second lead. Henry Moore, Corey's dark horse, has once again managed to take advantage. He's sitting in P2, still in a bit of the sniff, with a bit of sniff of draft. He's got enough laps, Corey. He might be able to get it done.
You very well might, Alex, and he is the fastest car on track at the moment. His last lap around was a 56.811, but that was because he was a little bit slow with the contact that was happening ahead of him. But he definitely has every opportunity right now to make something of this. But he's also going to have to deal with Luca Becker, who is right on his gearbox, heading down the pit straight this time. Doesn't look like Luca is going to make the move. He just couldn't quite get the drive out. But this is all Henry Moore's race to try and take to the cleaners here as Devantier only out to an 0.8 of a second lead. I mean, with these cars, the draft isn't as good as what it used to be in the Skippies, but it's still something.
Yeah, that's right, mate. I think Devantier's shown though that he's got enough pace potentially to manage that gap. Moore and Becker, I think we might have seen Becker before. Moore definitely on debut. Word is he might drive the Fords in real life, and certainly showing some heads-up racing to avoid a couple of incidents. Smith and Tune now in 4th and 5th respectively. Tune, of course, qualified 3rd with an outstanding quali run, but I'm sure, as you say, as you alluded to before, Corey, he'd be plenty happy with a top 5 here tonight.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. As we've got about 2 laps to go now, so we just completed lap number 20, and it looks like the race is really just going to be for second place here. The gap to Sam from Henry has definitely not closed in any. It's still sitting at about 0.8 of a second. And June is about a second off of Fraser Smith, so he's definitely not going to be affecting the top four anytime soon. So the real battle here is just a battle for second between Moore and Becker, and this is where we're probably going to see a little bit of excitement, especially if we do have that real life connection to the Formula Fords here, Alex.
Yeah, that's right. We might jump on board with Luca Becker to see how he runs this one out. He didn't get quite the run that I thought he might get. He'll be looking to attack more in front of him into turn one, but I'm not sure that he's going to be there. And no, he is not. And Devanti now coming up onto lap traffic. Hopefully not one that'll get in his way, but this one looks to have quieted and settled down after those couple of incidents mid-race. Sean Caron has crashed. We might grab a replay of that after the final lap here, but it's Devantia. He dropped it on the front row behind Warwick Brown, who's now sitting in P6. He's run his laps. He's raced a smart race. We said he'd show some patience early on before making the move, then defended like a champ. He's coming up behind the 17 of Cole Chambers. The debutant will hopefully do the right thing on the final lap and let the leaders by. Gives the leader a bit of draft, which he probably won't say no to. Moves out of the way, and it's Devanti, the cowboy, gets it done. Here he is, folks. On the steel horse. He was on the steel horse, and the cowboy gets it done. Car number one finishes this one out as we try and pick up our stragglers. Here he is, Game of Muscle. We didn't see much of him all night. Unfortunately, not much of the action around him, but fair move. Equal best mover and shaker, up 6 positions, was James West. Solid performance there. Grabs himself a bit of eye rating. Daniel Repetto crosses the line as well, and I think we're pretty close. Chenoweth now just rounding it out. I think he might have been a lap down in the end. Unfortunately for the Wildlife Warrior, Karen had an accident too. I might just duck back and see what happened to Sean. I thought he was on his own. He's approaching into the chicane. Oh yeah, there it is. The rear, outside rear on the grass. Oh, that's a tremendously scary place to park it. Does well, holds his brakes, lets one by and gets it done. And that's how you do it, folks. I think that's everyone. Let's go check out our results. The official standings now for round 10, season 31 of Sunday Night Lights from Lime Rock Park. Sam Devanti, the cowboy, out there showing us what it's all about with his donuts in celebration of his win here tonight by some 4.5 tenths from our debutant Henry Moore, who was really had a very strong performance there. Up 5 positions to finish in second. Luca J. Becker, similarly, he was up 6 positions to be equal biggest mover in the field, and grabbed a podium to take home with him as well. Fraser Smith had a couple of bumps and bruises along the way, unfortunately, and although he has hung on to finish in P4. 5th place tonight, Darren Tune, after sticking it on the second row. We thought he might start on the front row for a little while. Stellar performance from Tune. And no doubt he'll be very pleased with that. Warwick Brown, his teammate for Donate Life Sim Racing. Warwick's then rounded out. Well, he's finished 6th. He hasn't rounded out the top 5. He's just finished outside it in 6th. 7th was our series leader, Hikoto Sasaki, after that unfortunate incident. He races, of course, for Japan and Team NRS, the lone Japanese driver here this week. P8 tonight went to Alexis Vico from Iberia. Great to see him back out on track regularly. Game of Muscle. Mr. James West finishing in 9th tonight for UK&I. Daniel Repetto finishing in 10th just behind him from Iberia. 11th was the Wildlife Warrior for Goose Juice Racing, Mr. Ryan Chenoweth. Just behind him, Sean Caron for Donate Life Sim Racing. Oh, yeah, I got that wrong. Darren Tune is not his teammate. It's actually Sean Caron. Apologies. It rounds out your Sunday Night Lights point scoring positions as well. Andre Renicki. On debut, finishes 13th, just ahead of one of the clowns in Mark Lake. Down in 14th. 15th tonight was Team Milo's Luke Witten, ahead of head clown himself, Mr. Vasco Sorofsky, and our other debutant, Mr. Cole Chambers, all the way down. in 17th. Corey, that's how they finished. The Heart won it tonight with Sam Devantier the head. Unfortunately, Sasaki down in P7.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. Not great for our championship leader right now, finishing down in 7th, but a great effort from Sandavantia there, pulling some points back from him. Henry Moore on debut, absolute chef's kiss performance, putting it into P2. Darren Tune, what can I say, P5 after qualifying third. He's improving in leaps and bounds, and I can't wait to see what he does in the future. And, all in all, just a really good race out there. Very intense, especially for the front 6 or 7 drivers. And, it might not have ended in the most exciting of fashions, but after what we saw throughout that race, it was definitely well worth it.
Yeah, mate. There was plenty of tight action out there. Really impressed with what went on. Close quarters for 99% of it. Like I said, the top 6 separated by just over a second. The top 5 under a second for a lot of that one. So fantastic effort from all involved. Now, we will grab our race winner here, the Cowboy, Mr. Sam Devantier. Congratulations, Sam, mate. Solid work. Patient early on. And then made the move and made it stick from there on out.
I ain't gonna say it is tough to defend here. Like, it's seriously tough to defend. Seriously, congrats to everyone who showed up tonight. That's what we do. We put a show on here for everyone in the audience. So yeah, seriously, this track is difficult. It may look easy, but it's very difficult with the high track temp as well, with the summer weather in America now. So yeah, it's pretty difficult around here. Pretty difficult. So yeah.
Pretty pleased, mate. I can hear it. Yeah, a bit of fun out there. It was tight racing. We were just saying the front 6 there for most of the race separated by just over a second, and close quarters and no breaks really. The front straight, as soon as you come on there, you're looking to defend straight away. So there's really no respite if you want to take this one out.
No, there's nothing, no breaks at all. I think the only break I had was at the start of the race, with things like 0.8, 0.4, and then Saki caught up pretty quickly. So that's probably the only break I had. And then obviously the Rex behind, feel bad for Rocky, got taken out, but also we're just so congested at the chicane, so it's a bit of a concertina effect. So, but yeah, seriously, it's pretty tough here. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Well, congratulations. Top drive, another SNL win under the belt. Bit of I rating here, mate, getting up there too. So strong driving, reflected in not only what we see on track, but the results overall. So congratulations, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Just you guys also in the broadcast every single week. He's the poor bugger. He's flipping nervous at the start of the race. He got the pole for the first time. He's flipping nervous. So yeah, shout out Rorik as well and everyone.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Sam, mate. Congratulations again, mate. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
All right, there you go, Corey. As my Discord decides to go a bit funny, that was our race winner, Mr. Sam Devantier. The Cowboy does it again.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. He put in a solid race right from the get-go. I didn't take the lead straight away. He just played the patience game. When the opportunity came, he took the lead, and he just didn't look back. But I'm just trying to figure out how many times he said pretty difficult in that first little section of him talking to you. Because I thought he was a broken record for a second there, and he was just playing on repeat.
Jeepers. That's there you go, folks. You heard it here first. All right, let's grab P2 tonight. On debut, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Henry Moore. Top drive, moved up 5 positions through a very strong field, battled out hard and fast throughout this one. Tight racing up the front. Henry, welcome to the channel, mate. Congratulations. Strong performance on debut.
Thank you. I mean, I think as Sam said, it was quite hard because of the high track temp. It was like 6 or 7 degrees higher than normal, so it was quite slippy, but I'm happy to get P2.
Yeah, great drive, mate. Now, the word in the chat was you drive these things a bit in real life. Is that the case?
No. If you look at my car, it's actually a replica of my dad's, so he used to.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, nice. So your dad used to get around, and now you're following in his footsteps in the virtual world. Really well done, mate, tonight, honestly. Like, we don't often see a debut like that. So hopefully, all going to plan. We might see that again sometime soon, maybe as we round out the season. But congratulations, mate. Top performance. Very patient, I thought, in different times. Attacked at the right time. Took advantage and kept your nose clean throughout. Good racecraft as a result of that. A good performance. So congratulations, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Well, I've just said it. I think I'll give it to my dad.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, Mr. Moore then. Congratulations. The boys done good. All right, Henry. Great to see you, mate. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you, guys.
There you go, Henry Moore, doing it for the dads out there. Here's one in particular who we've solved the mystery. It wasn't Henry who does it, but his dad that's driven these things, given him a steer in real life.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. But as you said, it was an incredible debut for him out here tonight in the Formula Fords. Put it on second place after starting from seventh, and in a field like this, with how difficult it is to pass and defend, not an easy feat. But yeah, he was helped a little bit from a couple other people falling out of the running. But all in all, a good solid effort, and he should be very proud of himself out here tonight.
Yeah, did a great job. Kid done good. Well done. All right, let's grab, we'll go in finishing order as usual. So we'll grab Fraser Smith. Fraser, eventful race, mate. It was all tight quarters, not much margin for error. A couple of things didn't go your way tonight.
Yeah, not great. But I mean, it goes to show on how important qualifying can be. I think if I didn't crash second lap, I think there's maybe like a 10th or something in it. That would have made all the difference probably. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I did kill 2 people. Can't really say much more.
Nah, that's it, mate. Yeah, we were saying at the start of the race that the second lap probably hurt you. I wasn't sure how much was in it because it was so tight at the top, but a 10th means everything at this track as well. So yeah,
By turn 2, I had about it was 0.12 up at when I crashed.
Yeah, right. That's mate, that's heartbreaking. But there again, the racing was there to be had. Some good moves. I thought you showed the initiative at different times, and as you say, I mean the racing's so tight. It's unfortunate into the rear of a couple of guys, but that's part of it. We all learn from it and move on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I say I watched them both back. Both of them were where I was like, third or fourth in the queue, and then there's a bit of a checkup between P1, P2, and then it sort of comes back, and as soon as you touch the rear wheel, that's it, really. Yeah,
that's it, mate. It's very difficult. The margins are so tight. Any checkups there, the reactions, it's hard to keep it up there. So anyway, mate, certainly one that we'll look back on and move forward from going into the closing rounds. We look forward to having you again soon, mate. Are you coming back for a couple more?
Yeah, again, I won't be here next week, but I'll be here in week 12. I will be here in week 12. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, mate. Anyone like to give a shout out to tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, I think I have to give a shout out to Warwick and Sasaki today.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, mate. I'm sure they'll forgive you for those ones. These things happen. All right, mate. Great to talk to you. Look forward to talking again soon.
See ya.
There you go, Corey. That was Fraser. He knows. I mean, and I might have sort of got a bit animated at the time, but, it is. It was exactly at the moment when I was about to say there are 5 cars in the space of a second. The margins are so tight and so minimal. Easy to make a mistake.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. It's the same thing when you're doing NASCAR on a super speedway oval. The margins are so close. Just one tiny mistake and it could be all over. I'm actually surprised that the incidents that Fraser was a part of weren't bigger because of how close the entire pack was there. So, he still put in a good effort, still come home with a top 5, coming home in 4th. So, he'll be a little bit disappointed with himself for the contact, but as I said, with margins that close, it is so easy to just make those tiny little mistakes, and they become huge.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I wonder how those NASCAR boys would go with a chicane like this one. Anyway, that's another story, I'm sure. Let's bring up our final driver in the interview booth tonight. We've got Mr. Warwick Brown for Donate Life Sim Racing. Warwick, mate, such a great job in quali, and then just an unfortunate incident, the checkup magnified to the back, and then mate, just bad luck. I was so stoked for you getting the pole too.
It was an up and down evening. I to the other guys' points, qualifying so important, and I ballsed up my practice qualifying and was buried in the pack and couldn't go anywhere. So it was really nice to pull out a decent lap in the main game. From that point on, I was just hoping that I didn't bin it in front of everyone and not be the bottleneck. I was really felt like I was out of my depth a little bit. I was a bit worried, but it was nice to be able to stick with the lead pack. And in the end, I think I'm happy that I didn't bin it
mate.
on my own. So
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
good.
Yeah, I thought you did well, mate. Like the standout lap, obviously. Margins are so tight, but the scoreboard told the story of quali. Certainly had the pace to hang with the guys. The racing at such close quarters was really fun to watch. The attack and the defence largely through turn one, and then the unfortunate incident as we saw. But still, not a bad night out. Still finished in P6. A bit of I rating to add to the tally, and hopefully good things to come in the remainder of the season, mate. But before we let you go, mate, anyone like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to the team. We did the Nürburgring 24 last weekend. That was killer. But shout out to those guys for hanging in for a sleepless night. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that's it. Those 24-hour races, they're a challenge just to get finished, let alone at the ring. So well done to the boys there. Congratulations, Warwick, and we look forward to talking again soon, mate.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
There you go, Corey. Warwick Brown. Great to see him out there having a pretty good night. It started out blazing and then came a little bit unstuck, but still, top six, nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, absolutely, Alex, and he should be absolutely wrapped with how he started the race out. He was putting in some stout defense against Devantia, just couldn't quite hold him back. And then, after that, it was just the way that the race went. And, still coming home in P6. And, he did it quite comfortably too, by just over a second in front of Sasaki, who was unfortunately spun out as well. He should be proud of himself. He put in a bloody good effort tonight. And hopefully when we see him again, he'll be right up towards the front once more.
Yeah, mate, I'm pretty impressed with the quality. He's quite, not quite confident, but I'd say quite a race craft about him. His strong performance, consistent. Really pleased that he had a good showing there tonight. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, he'll be right up there next week as well. That, folks, might just about do us. Corey, do you want to let the folks at home know what you got coming up this week?
So this week, it's going to be the North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Output Racing League, with the real life NASCAR going there for the All Stars race this weekend. We thought, why not? We're going to have 150 laps of the historic North Wilkesboro track. That one might not be live though. It depends on how things go for me in real life, but the replay will be on the Aussie Sim Commentator YouTube channel. Apart from that, it is now officially the end of my Speedway season. So if you guys keep an eye on the Speedway Memes Media YouTube channel, there will be quite a few videos coming out there within the next few weeks/months.
Yeah, good one, mate. All right, folks. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week once again. Always great to have your support here. Go check out the race replay of this and all the other races and 31 season history of MNL and SNL on the Top Split YouTube channel. We will, of course, be back here next week on Top Split TV for the greatest racing each and every week. The last couple of weeks have been fantastic. So make sure you hit like, thumbs up, subscribe, all those things at those different places does help us a lot. Otherwise, just join us here in the Discord community where all the SNL news, views, and other things goes on. But for now, folks, that will do us. Thank you, as always, for joining us both on track and off. It is your support that keeps us going, so thank you very much. And on behalf of the chaotic one, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar. And until next time, I will say ciao for now.